Welcome, everyone. My name is Dr. D, and I am super excited to be here. We're live in the Nutrimetrics Consultant Facebook page, and there's a reason for that. Today, we're going to go over the bundles. And I want you as a Nutrimetrics consultant or a practitioner that is working with us to feel really comfortable with how we chose the bundle ingredients and why we chose them. We're even going to talk a little bit, if you're willing to stick with me, on why we chose, not just why we chose them, but in what order you should take them, how to prioritize them, those sorts of things. So the first thing we have to be on the same page is this idea that creating an optimal gene environment means that you create a proper foundation. Now that foundation is not just a nutritional foundation. It is also a stress relieving foundation, a better night's sleep. Are you exercising? Well, the answers for how you do that are in your genes, or you can, and what that means is that you can take a gene SNP DNA analysis, or you can look for some of the new tools that will help you identify without gene SNP how to figure out the best bundle for you and then move on to the gene SNP DNA analysis. So the perfect foundation means we've got to talk about the ingredients that matter the most. The ones that, regardless of your genetic results, are going to give you that sound foundation. And that's going to be omega-3 fatty acids. It's going to be a complex of B vitamins. It's going to include magnesium. Yeah, magnesium is a heavy lifter when it comes to your gene environment. It's going to include an antioxidant. Sometimes that antioxidant is pycnogenol or OPCs, and sometimes it is something just like a curcumin. You're going to see when you evaluate gene polymorphisms, genetic analysis, that there are some ingredients that have a lot of overlap. Vitamin D, it's huge in supporting a healthy genetic environment. So when we look at the heart health omegas, they're there because studies show that they improve telomere length. So when you want to focus on the foundation of genetic environment and supporting longevity, you want to support your telomeres. These are the ends of your chromosomes that get nutrient signaling to support healthy cell replication. Well, at the end of the day, the longer we live, the little more fried out these telomeres have the potential to be. And if you don't get a good night's sleep, if you don't consume omega-3 fatty acids in both diet and potentially supplementation, depending on your other lifestyle factors, if you're not getting B vitamins or managing your stress, as I said, then you're going to have to make sure that you're filling in gaps where diet or lifestyle put you at risk. And that's why we've chosen the omega-3 fatty acids. In particular, omega-3 fatty acids in the combination of EPA and DHA with the additional benefits of vitamin E. Yep, you heard me right. It's not just omegas that help lengthen telomeres. It's also looking at what are called mixed tocopherols or natural vitamin E. And that's exactly what we put into the Heart Health Omega, a natural vitamin E, no synthetic there. Nutrimetrics Activated B Complex, speaking of things that are naturally fermented, I want to talk to you about the B vitamins, specifically methylcobalamin, that's in this product. It is a methylated form pairing along with the methylated form of folate and the quadrafolate that's in this product, as well as B6, a major builder of cell replication, cell healthy duplication, right? But also a better gene environment. If you're looking for more energy, the FAD and NAD pathways, I know, no one needs to remember biochemistry. You just need to remember B2 and B3. That's how your body burns energy and supports a healthy biochemical environment. And that translates to better nutrient sensing and better gene environment. Now, I had mentioned that B vitamins are necessary for energy, but did you also know that they're necessary for your creation of neurotransmitters for a healthy brain function and a mental emotional environment? Did you know that they're key players in hormone balancing, in particular as we age? What about the daily essentials? Well, this is a power player and maybe the most important piece in the foundation bundle. Maybe the most beneficial or primary piece because it has the antioxidant, it has vitamins and minerals, it has that complex of B vitamins that really enhance gene environment. So the truth be told, if I had to pick one, it would be the Nutrimetrics Daily Essentials to meet your genetic needs. The whole point behind a healthy genetic environment is healthy nutrient sensing and healthy nutrient signaling. Yeah, these enzymes, these proteins that are responsible for changing DNA behavior, they are run or dictated by concentration and combination of certain nutrients. Your genes, because of these nutrients, can turn up or turn down. When they're behaving poorly, we want to turn them down. You want select nutrients chosen for you that help you do that. We suggest a foundation, a base of vitamins and minerals to make sure you've got the proper pool available to do just that. When we look at the vitamin D, you may be surprised to know that of 1,000 promoter genes, only 1,000 promoter genes, we know what they do in your DNA. Well, 600 of them, 600, are run by vitamin D. They're not solely by vitamin D, but it does play a significant role in the body and in cell-to-cell communication, and in improved prohormone regulation, including that of cholesterol SNPs, blood sugar SNPs, as well as metabolic energy SNPs as we age. Plays a big role in your bone mineral density, but also in your immune function. Much of these cell signals are run by these nutrients, and vitamin D does a lot of the heavy lifting to support gene integrity. Nutrimetrics Isotonic Magnesium. This is probably one of my favorite products that we managed to get into the bundles because we use the magnesium glycinate form. There's 200 milligrams of citrate and 200 milligrams of glycinate, but it's really powerful to create a healthy mental emotional environment, a cardiovascular environment, a renal or kidney environment. Super special that the magnesium is here because it, like B vitamins and vitamin D, play a significant role in the health of a gene environment. Ultimately, it balances the way genes interact, and that's something that you want in your life, a little more balance. The Nutrimetrics Isotonics, they're going to be taken daily, ideally because of the 4 different products that are in the daily essentials. You're going to start your morning with these. The best way to get your isotonics is on an empty stomach, and you're likely to have an empty stomach in the morning when you wake up. So let's take the bulk of the isotonics at that point away from food. The Heart Health Omega-3s, these are fish oils, they're fatty. You're not going to take them with your isotonics. What you can do is take them preferably with food for better absorption. Take them with a meal. It's not necessary. They themselves are just fine on their own. Fat begets fat, so you're going to be fine for absorption. But many people find that they're just more comfortable with omega-3 fatty acids when they take them with a meal. You can take them with breakfast. After you've done isotonics, you can take them with any meal you'd like to during the day. There's nothing special about the timing of omegas. I just want you to take them away from your isotonics. The vitamin D, on the other hand, that can be taken both isotonically, so you can mix it with your morning cocktail if you'd like, or you can take it later in the day with or without food. It won't matter in that case, simply because vitamin D can use its classic nutrient delivery by going along with fat, or if you take it in the morning on an empty stomach, know that we've made sure that every one of the isotonics, even the fat-soluble isotonics like vitamin D, are rendered isotonic. In this case, we do it with a very special emulsification with fatty beadlets that allow vitamin D to be water dispersible. Now, when we look at the activated B complex, I want you to look at this one 4 to 6 hours away from your morning isotonics. First off, you've already gotten a B complex in your morning isotonics. I need you to get that same added boost and bump and nutrigenomic support by taking it in the afternoon. Do take it away from food. It's not 100% necessary because of the way B vitamins are absorbed. More importantly, where they're absorbed in the intestine. But what you'll find is that that result that people get where B vitamins give them a bump or a boost very quickly, those are the people that take it away from food. The isotonic magnesium, you're going to take this once in the morning and once in the evening before you go to bed. take it on an empty stomach. So if you want to mix it with your morning isotonics, because you're going to take vitamin D a little bit later, since you can take that with food or your stomach doesn't need to be empty, go ahead and do that. If you're someone that has a little bit of trouble with the rumblies and the tumblies, then I want you to just take one magnesium and take it at night. Now, what you're going to notice here is that the daily essentials are 30-day, the omegas are 30-day, both the B complex, the way we're asking you to take them, and the vitamin D are 30-day, but that magnesium is a 45-day supply. Now, if you take it twice a day. Now, if you take it just once a day because you're just going to take it at night before you go to bed and get the 200 milligrams, 100 milligrams of citrate and 100 milligrams of glycinate, this product will last you 90 days. And the benefit here is that in doing that 45-day or that 90-day solution with the magnesium, not only do you get full coverage, there's another 30-day bundle just like this one without the magnesium, so you can fill in the blanks. It makes it very flexible for everyone depending on how they are using magnesium. My favorite essential bundle is the one that we call the Essential Pro. The reason why this is my favorite is because it includes anti-aging. And the reason why I like the anti-aging for the genetic environment is that it allows us to incorporate some additional ingredients that we don't get in the daily essentials. For example, there's carnitine for energy, for healthy brain function and attention. Have you ever been in a position where you have a hard time finding the right word? Well, carnitine can help you do that. It's best for brain aging. And so I think of it as an anti-aging solution. This also has an antioxidant, coenzyme Q10, that you're going to be able to pair with the Curcumin Extreme. What's really powerful is that you're going to get antioxidants that are working in different compartments of the body by using the anti-aging. You may say, well, something is conspicuously absent in this protocol. What happened to that essential vitamin D that she was talking about? Well, that's one of the other benefits to anti-aging, is it has 5,600 IUs of vitamin D. So for all of the same reasons why you wanted to use vitamin D, B complex, omega-3s, I now want to introduce you to the benefits of the anti-aging and the Curcumin Extreme. The essential anti-aging ultimately gives you some added drivers for metabolism and a healthy genetic environment. The idea here is the addition of coenzyme Q10, carnitine, some iodine, and even iron can put back what age and lifestyle have taken away. If you're feeling a little bit run down, anti-aging is the bundle for you. And of course, it contains the vitamin D3 with K2. Those omegas are just as important as they were in the initial bundle, as is the B complex. We want to support a healthy heart, but healthy telomeres as well. We want to support healthy energy, but also healthy neurotransmitters. GeneSNP pays a lot of attention to a healthy mental emotional environment, and B vitamins play a big role in their creation of a neurotransmitter or neurohormones that help give us that balance, especially as we age. Curcumin Extreme. Now that's different in the Essentials Pro, because instead of pycnogenol, we're using the Curcumin Extreme. It has significant immune benefits that while pycnogenol has immune supporting or assists in the immune system, curcumin works in a very different way on the adaptive immune system. So when we think of prolonged stress on the body, when we think of age-related, hormone-related, or gender-related immune dysfunction, we want to think about curcumin, especially if we're seeing more wear and tear in the body, or a need to repair the joints, repair cognitive function, repair the body. And so that's where Curcumin Extreme comes in. Not only is it a healthy detoxifier, it's very good for pushing the body's metabolism of nutrients as well as toxins through appropriate pathways so that we age the very best that we can, both physically as well as mentally. The magnesium is here for the same reason. Stress, that's enemy number one when it comes to shortening your telomeres or creating a poor gene environment. So we want to make sure that as I ask you to increase your physical exercise based on your genetic code, that you're also doing what you need to replete the body of nutrients that you may be burning through very quickly. The Isotonic Daily Essentials, just like the Isotonic Essentials, these anti-aging essentials are taken in the morning. The heart health omegas are taken with food, either that first, second, or third meal during the day. It doesn't matter when you take omegas. They don't work like B vitamins, where you'll notice something just like that. It's their successful use and consistent use on a daily basis that will get you where you need to go. That activated B complex, same rules as before, 4 to 6 hours away from your isotonics and away from food by at least 90 minutes. That Curcumin Extreme, I like to see people take Curcumin Extreme in the afternoon instead of in the morning. I like the idea, and so does your chemistry in your body, of using antioxidants about 8 to 12 hours away from each other. This is most important when you're taking multiple doses of things like OPC3, ORAC, or resveratrol in addition to curcumin. So if you're already taking OPC3, resveratrol, or ORAC, go ahead and take your curcumin about 8 hours away from when you took that isotonic dose. The magnesium, just like we talked about before, in the morning and at night, or reserve it for night if that's what makes your stomach feel the very best. Both kits, as I said, are available in a 30-day supply without that magnesium. So you've got a lot of flexibility with how you decide to use that magnesium in a 45-day supply or in a 90-day supply, but both of them will work well with your 30-day programs here. Think about how you will put kits together or a program together. You want to look at doing a profit calculator over a 90 to 120 days. That is the most successful way to talk to people about supplementation, including the bundle kits here. The reason for that is you want to make sure that people understand that they need to put in some time with supplementation to change gene behavior. Now, much like your gut biota, which can change in as little as 3 weeks, right? We can turn over better diversity and better gut health in as little as 3 weeks when we use diverse probiotics. Well, you'll see some benefit with gene environment work in a short period of time as well. But ultimately, we're trying to correct course. And so you want to make sure that you're doing profit calculations or commitment to supplement bundles for no less than 90 days, and depending on the chief concerns, as much as 120 days. Creating that optimal methylation environment, well, we've given you the foundation, and there's already B vitamins and magnesium in there. Now that's part of creating a healthy methylation environment. So you're seeing here that the bases matter, the foundation matters. We're going to talk about some other ingredients that may help with that metabolic or that neurologic methylation tone. Methylation, if you don't know, is essentially just the turning on and turning off of switches in the body. But those cellular switches are really important. They're the difference between cardiovascular health, neurologic well-being, especially as we age, the ability to detoxify, manage end products of metabolism. Your ability to detoxify and use nutrients in its best way, including those for the brain, requires a healthy methylation pathway. And not everybody has robust or healthy methylation enzymes. For that reason, we want to think about the drivers of these enzymes. And the B complex is a big part of that. And that's why there's additional B vitamins in the Turn Up product. But ultimately, phenylalanine is a major player. Glycine is a huge supporter of serotonin and dopamine balance, as well as healthy sleep. One of the things we're looking to do is create more GABA in individuals that have concerns with methylation. So these are all the things that I don't necessarily need you to remember the biochemistry. I want you to know that we thought about methylation linkages with B vitamins, with magnesium, and amino acids that support healthy detoxification and methylation pathways. What many people are unaware of when it comes to methylation is not just the importance of magnesium, and it is critically important for the production of methionine, for the support of healthy dopamine levels and for some other intermediary enzymes in the body. But other things that are hugely beneficial is a healthy gut. I think a lot of times with methylation, people focus on the B vitamins, they focus on the need for the non-synthetic folate, but don't pay attention to the way your body creates things like vitamin K and B vitamins, and that's from a healthy gut biota, right? So there's some gene polymorphisms that are responsible for a healthy gut. One of them is called FUT2, FUT2, and that's a big probiotic and B12 supporter, or requires a lot of a healthy amount of probiotics and B12 to support enzyme activity. And that is intimately linked to a healthy methionine and a healthy methylation pathway. So that's why the probiotics are so powerful. We need to take the edge off. It's not just magnesium, but adaptogenic botanicals that can help us do that as well. The whole idea is to give you the B complex, an anti-stress formula, and the foundation of probiotics so that we set the tone or the proper environment so that the amino acids that are in turnip and the magnesium that is added to this bundle can do what they need to do on neurohormones and neurotransmitters to give the body back its balance so that it can really toggle those switches the way we need to. The turnip you're going to take late in the morning or the afternoon, depending on your complaint. Some people feel very sluggish at 11 in the morning. Some people feel very sluggish or they hit a wall at 2 or 3 p.m. I want you to consider when it's right for you or for the client. The magnesium, just like we've done in the past, daily, both morning and night before bed, take it on an empty stomach. Just take one if you have the need of something that's very, very gentle on the stomach. Your B complex, you're going to take that in the morning, in this case, with other isotonics, or you can take it later along with your turnip if that works better. It would be okay to take those together. Bliss the anti-stress formula. I suggest in the morning, alternate to when you take the turn up. Now, if you decide that you're going to take your turn up at 11, I would suggest that you take your bliss in the afternoon. The reason there is that we're working on amino acids that are in the turn up product to help give you a balanced brain focus, clarity, right? These are two things that people with methylation concerns are really reaching out for: mental clarity and mental focus, right? Well, giving them stress adaptogens can do that, or giving them amino acids can do that. And so I just want you to separate these, because remember, it's that 11 o'clock window and that 2 to 3 p.m. window that most people have their trouble. So you're going to choose Turn Up or Bliss and flip them depending on what you need. The probiotics, I like probiotics to be taken between your 2 biggest meals of the day. I'm a big fan of probiotics away from food so that we can weed and feed the gut. In this case, you're going to see a lot of beneficial activity going on with this blend, especially when we think about the way methylation pathways work, where detoxification pathways are involved, where neurologic pathways are involved, where gut and immunity are involved. If you were to prioritize a supplement within the methylation bundle over any of the others, you'd want to focus on magnesium because of its role in methionine, and you'd want to focus on or prioritize activated B complex. It's not to say that the adaptogens aren't important or that gut health isn't critical to healthy methylation pathways, and those amino acids that are found in turnip, second to none. But if you have to start small, you want to start with the basics, the foundation, just like we talked about in the Foundation Pro. And that's going to be with your activated B complex and your isotonic magnesium. Now, we built a Gut Guard bundle. The Gut Guard bundle is to support indirectly, like we talked about with the probiotics, indirectly it's going to support methylation pathways. So if you are a poor methylator rather, but you also have concerns with gut health, especially those related to gut and immunity, food triggers, then I want you to think about the gut guard, knowing that it will also help you with some of these concerns with methylation. The two of those are intimately linked. When we built the gut guard, or when we built these bundles, we considered what their cousin bundle was, and the methylation and the gut guard bundle are cousin bundles of each other. Now, a lot of people think, oh no, wouldn't the mental health bundle, right, the balance bundle, be the part and parcel to or cousins to the methylation? Not based on the way the genes work. These are the two that go together. It's in fact adrenal health, the revitalized bundle and the balance bundle, that go so well together. And so those are cousins. So let's talk about the not so distant cousin of the methylation bundle, and that is the gut guard bundle. We've got astaxanthin, curcumin extreme, vitamin D, Nutriclean fiber powder, probiotics, and oxygen extreme. The immune response is built off of the fact that about 70% of your total body immune system is wrapped around your intestines. And so we want to make sure that we're supporting this gut-associated lymphoid tissue. Some of the best ways to do that is to weed and feed the gut with a probiotic, but to also make sure that that probiotic has a good prebiotic as fodder. And that's why the Nutriclean fiber powder, which has additional probiotics in it. Vitamin D and astaxanthin, curcumin, and timeless prescription all create a healthy environment for the gut, one that can modulate detoxification pathways so that they don't feel overwhelmed. Much of what we talk about with immune function is the ability to clear out debris. And much of what we talk about methylation is to clear out unmetabolized or unwanted end products of metabolism, or toxins from our environment. So I want you to think with both of these bundles, the methylation bundle as well as the gut guard bundle, I want you to think of people that have more than just food triggers. I want you to think of people that have concerns with scents, with food colorings, with dyes, and that they tend to be sensitive to just about everything. Well, you've just described the gut guard bundle. Maintaining a balance of digestion and detoxification, sweeping out cellular debris, but also building a healthy gut barrier. So we put the curcumin extreme in there to create healthy amounts of glutathione, not just so that we could overcome some immune sensitivity, but also that we could sweep out any of the debris. And in the in-between, give the body the glutathione that it needs to manage any discomfort it has, any brain fog it has. Really, curcumin is a major player in the gut guard bundle. Nutrimetrics Prime Astaxanthin, you may be surprised to find out that this endurance molecule is also very, very good for intestinal health. In fact, much like resveratrol, the way astaxanthin metabolizes in the body gives us some added super power ingredients. It's not just the astaxanthin, it's actually what astaxanthin turns into or metabolizes into in the body that is wildly beneficial for a healthy gut barrier and creating a healthy immune response. Now, you may want to look at astaxanthin in this case. I'm going to offer you another solution, and that would be Thimonol. Thimonol would be just like astaxanthin, another great solution for the gut guard bundle if you want that added bump from pycnogenol, or you love the idea of that added antioxidant pycnogenol next to their curcumin. Nutrimetrics probiotics, we talked a little bit about their beneficial in methylation, and it's pretty clear that they have a big role in digestion and detoxification, that they play a very big role in supporting the connection between the gut and the brain. So you can now see why there's such a connection between the gut guard bundle and methylation SNPs. The Nutriclean Advanced Fiber Powder, this is a resistant starch. So these resistant fibers, sometimes referred to as functional starches, are very good for energy metabolism. Now, one of the things that I want you to know is that not only do these functional starches or resistant starches create a healthy endocrine environment, meaning that blood sugars, total cholesterol, they tend to be in a better place when we use functional starches. But it's also a great way to create an energy reserve for good gut biota, creating kind of a thatchwork or some patchwork in the gut so that we can create a healthy gut barrier. Functional starches are not digestible. And so for that reason, they add an energy component without adding a weight component. They tend to be preserving of lean body weights instead of adding to excess body weight. So a lot of people that are concerned with carbohydrates are avoiding carbohydrates because maybe they feel like they don't respond well to carbohydrates, or maybe they have low carb genes, should know that this is a resistant or a functional starch, and so it doesn't contribute to that carbohydrate load. Now, Nutrimetrics vitamin D, I can't say enough about the benefits of vitamin D. You're going to continue to see certain nutrients overlap, not just in recommendations through GeneSNP, but also in the bundles. And so you're going to see a lot of magnesium, a lot of curcumin, a lot of omegas, and a lot of vitamin D. Nutrimetrics Timeless Prescription, this one kind of surprises people. Is one of these things that's going to fill in and help the other organs of detoxification. The Gut Guard bundle is all about a healthy immune system, and that means healthy elimination as well. Not in the, I don't feel like I can leave my house kind of a way, but in the way that we're freeing up the lymphatics from cellular debris, those things that make us sluggish, especially when we have genetic polymorphisms or enzymes that are not functioning as well as they could. The fiber powder with stevia would be taken daily. You can take it in the morning or the afternoon. There's nothing magic about it from that standpoint. The vitamin D, much like we talked about in the past, you can take it with food. You could even take it with your vitamin D, your advanced fiber powder if you want to. It's perfectly acceptable to take it with food. Although if you're taking other isotonics, because there's no other isotonics in this bundle, it'd be reasonable to take it with your daily essentials. The Timeless Prescription Oxygen Extreme, you can take in the morning, away from your isotonics, or maybe the early afternoon. Avoid taking it at night. There is very little caffeine in this, so if you're caffeine sensitive, I want you to stay away from it at night. But one of the other benefits to Oxygen Extreme not being taken at night is that it does work on the lymphatics. So the more you can do to move your lymphatics, move around after a meal, that may be the best way for you to use the Timeless Prescription Oxygen Extreme. For those of you that want to know how much caffeine is in it, it's a very small amount. It's considered a decaffeinated product in the sense that is only 2 milligrams per capsule, but I do want you to know that it's in there if you're caffeine sensitive. This brings up always the question, what if I have a caffeine gene where I have to avoid caffeine? That is not enough caffeine for you to worry about. We're talking about 80 to 90 milligrams of caffeine. Anything that's less than 30 milligrams of caffeine, depending on how sensitive you are, is perfectly fine. There's no such thing with genes as a zero tolerance. A lot of people think there's a zero tolerance for caffeine when decaffeinated beverages do have caffeine in them. It's just a very low amount. People do the same thing with folic acid. They think it's a zero tolerance for folic acid if they have an MTHFR variant. And there's no such thing as a zero tolerance, but there is a requirement for that lowering of the ceiling, and that's what I want you to pay attention to. Nutrimetrics Curcumin Extreme, take it in the evening or the afternoon, especially if you already take OPC3 in the morning. The prime astaxanthin, this can be taken either in the isotonic form or in the prime soft gel or gelatine form. You can take it with food or with other fat-soluble components if you're going to take it in the soft gelatine form. Timing of the day isn't important so much as making sure that you're getting it in somewhere and it's away from your isotonics. The probiotics daily between, just like always, your 2 biggest meals. Now, the gut guard has a strong immune component, but it also has a very strong component with creating glutathione to clean up cellular debris. So if you had to choose any one of the bundles, or rather the components of this bundle, I would want you to break up this regimen by using just Curcumin Extreme and the Nutriclean fiber powder. The Nutriclean fiber powder is going to give you that energy reserve. It's also going to give you 4 different strains of probiotics. You're going to get the pre and probiotics, the energy reserve, the better immune barrier, or better gut barrier. And you're going to have the Curcumin Extreme that can create that really necessary glutathione. If you had to break it up, those would be the 2 products you would use. We're going to end today's talk with creating the optimal detoxification environment. This requires proper nutrients. Just like any of the bundles, it requires proper support. So detoxification and healthy metabolism, that's a great jumping off point for us to discuss the Restore bundle. So many people that have issues with gut guard will say, but don't I need better detoxification? And you might. And I'm going to tell you that the curcumin is going to help you with that. And the fiber powder will help you with that. And the astaxanthin, and definitely that Oxygen Extreme. I know many of you know that's my favorite product, Oxygen Extreme. But some of us need some specific on-duty work when it comes to detoxification. Specifically, we need things like N-acetylcysteine, which is found in the hepatocleanse. We need the curcuminoids or turmeric that are found in both Curcumin Extreme and the hepatocleanse. But what you may not know is that a heavy driver of healthy detoxification pathways and SNPs related to healthy aging and detoxification require minerals. And that's why you're seeing the multi-mineral there. What we're looking to do is to support a connection between detoxification pathways and a healthy genetic environment. So that's why the minerals are so incredibly important, because that cell-to-cell communication is mineral driven, but each one of your detoxification enzymes is run by things like zinc, manganese, right? And so it's very important copper. It's very important that we pay attention to these minerals. The activated B complex is just as critically important for detoxification. We've learned that about methylation. We've learned that about neurologic pathways in people that have foggy brains, that B vitamins are one of the ways to support that, as is cleaning up the gut and the diet. So when we think about bodily energy, is really why the B vitamins are here. When we think about creating the sufficient energy to run those detoxification pathways, it's expensive. Metabolism is expensive, right? And so it's going to burn through your nutrients very quickly. And so if you already have sluggish enzymes, it's all the more expensive to use. So you need to make sure you've got minerals on board. The aloe is quite unique in that one of the things that we're trying to do is insist on a better immune balance with beta-glucan polysaccharides. They're very distinct, much like the fiber powder in the Nutriclean fiber powder. Beta-glucans are not used for they're not assimilated into the body as a carbohydrate or a polysaccharide or a sugar. A lot of people freak out about the fact that aloe is a sugar, or that the polysaccharides are just that. What you should know is that the body doesn't use them as a carbohydrate. The body doesn't use them as sugar. It uses it as energy to rebuild a healthy gut lining, and the energy that is the detoxification that is so expensive to the body. The other thing that's very interesting, besides their boost of white blood cells and an immune response, is that they can clean up, repair by offering a bump or a burst of antioxidants. A lot of people don't know that aloe is considered a very antioxidant dense plant. And it, because of the way beta-glucans work, it's literally a boost or a shot of antioxidants that tell white blood cells to behave, to clean up the immune system. And so it's very, very powerful when it comes to detoxification pathways. And then we've added on the Nutrimetrics Complete Detoxification Kit. That's hepatocleanse, Curcumin Extreme, and Oxygen Extreme, all of which are taken together over a 30-day period of time. Take your your aloe, and it doesn't have to be the strawberry kiwi. That's just the one that we put in the kit. Take it away from food. Again, I want anything that you do for better digestive health to focus on just that, your intestines. I don't need it to be a part of your food. The Complete Detoxification Kit, you're going to take daily in the morning or early afternoon. Curcumin Extreme, I want you to take away from other products. Remember, I'm always trying to take Curcumin Extreme about 8 hours away from any other antioxidant, whether it's OPC3, ORAC, resveratrol, not astaxanthin because they're not polyphenols, or the Oxygen Extreme. So green tea is a polyphenol. So I want you to think of those types of things, right? The multi-mineral daily in the morning with your other isotonics. It's a fantastic driver. Now, if you have a great deal of stress, I really want you to think about adding minerals to your daily regimen. Your neurotransmitters and stress hormones are also built off of having a healthy amount of minerals. Activated B complex, need I say more? Right? When it comes to detoxification pathways, B vitamins go hand in hand, just like they do with your nervous system, just like they do to support cardiovascular health. Detoxification is ultimately the driver behind the restore polymorphisms. And so that's why we're really focusing on things like Curcumin Extreme and the minerals. If you had to break up this kit, you'd want to start there. You'd want the heavy hitters with the minerals that are the reason for detoxification and the Curcumin Extreme. So you would purchase it on its own, not in the detox kit. We're going to do one last, because remember, these are kissing cousins. And so we need to make sure that I give you both sides of the coin. And I didn't realize that a moment ago, that I was not giving you the other side of the coin, which is oxidative stress. Is anyone surprised to learn that the alternative side of the universe, right? The dark side of the moon from detoxification is going to be antioxidant support or oxidative stress, right? Individuals that don't detoxify well, the Restore bundle, right? They tend to go like this and itch, and they feel toxic everywhere. Well, the people that have oxidative stress, they have issues everywhere as well. But what they do is they don't want them rubbed out, right? They don't want the lymphatics drained. They don't want you to touch them. This hurts, this hurts, this hurts, right? And so that's what we're talking about when we think about the gene avatar. We're also talking about antioxidants, really creating an environment where cells are behaving exceptionally well, but they're also behaving in a youthful manner. So that's why we have OPC3, bromelain, Nutriclean fiber powder, omegas, and the prime astaxanthin. We have a very diverse blend of antioxidants and their drivers here. In order to keep free radicals away from damaging your cells, you need to lower the inflammation threshold. Hence the reason why the Nutriclean fiber powder is so beneficial, why omegas are so beneficial, and why the bromelain is so beneficial. We also understand that bromelain as a protease can also break down hidden immune cascades and kind of limit the impact that kind of a secret or shadow immune system may have in the body. Most of us don't get enough of what we need from diet alone, so bromelain is also beneficial to help us gain better access to that. The Nutrimetrics isotonic bromelain, they're beneficial in cellular health, again, due to age, poor signaling, damage. We're talking about repair in this sense, but we're also talking about being able to uncover, like I said, that shadow immune system, and that may lead to increased oxidative stress or age-related joint issues or pain issues. Nutrimetrics Nutriclean Advanced Fiber Powder. Now, this is the same resistance start, so we're going to help cellular communication by decreasing markers in the body associated with inflammation, as I said. But also anything you do for the gut is very good for the brain. And so when we think about just the number of places that people will complain if they've got too much inflammation or oxidation, they often will say, nothing up here works either. Not only does it hurt to do this, I feel like I want to always be doing this. The OPC3 enhances oxygen transport. I don't know if you know this, but pycnogenol's superpower is blood flow. Blood flow to the brain, blood flow to the organs, blood flow to the muscles, blood flow everywhere to support detoxification pathways, but more importantly, nutrient delivery. It also happens to be a potent anti-inflammatory, creating a very good free radical scavenging and anti-inflammatory environment for the gene. Lowering that inflammation ceiling or threshold is a very powerful place to be in supporting a healthy gene environment. What are some of the things that we're trying to eliminate in our metabolism if we want to create a healthy gene environment? Well, we're going to want to create a gene environment that is low in inflammation, that has lots of repair potential, so you're going to get a good night's sleep. Individuals and that have good fodder or nutrient, a nutrient pool, so that they can move those nutrients, antioxidants, minerals wherever they need to go. These are some of the reasons why we focus on things like omegas, vitamins and minerals, antioxidants, right? Because we want to make sure that we have the most diverse antioxidant pool here. That's why we've got fat soluble as well as water soluble antioxidants. You're going to take OPC3 daily in the morning. Maybe you're going to take this in your daily essentials, not the standalone OPC. That being said, I would recommend anyone with the Cellular Defense Bundle SNPs to make sure that they're getting additional antioxidants, and an additional dose of OPC3 is a great way to do it. The Nutrimetrics Isotonic Bromelain, take it in the afternoon or evening. You can take it with or without food. In this case, I'm okay if the enzymes are commingled with your food, but if you do have a lot of, I don't want anyone to touch my elbows or my joints hurt that much, you might want to take it on an empty stomach. Nutrimetrics Nutriclean Advanced Fiber Powder daily in the morning or the afternoon. We're going to follow some of the same rules we did in the other bundles, as well as with the omegas, to get what we need to do. The prime astaxanthin, this is going to be taken in the afternoon with food or with other fat soluble components. So mix it with your vitamin D if you want to. You know that there's also an alternative choice in isotonics where you can use astaxanthin in the isotonic form as well. Oxidative stress, and really what we're concerned about is the composition of the tissue, meaning I don't want it compromised, right? I want you to be able to repair even if there's added age involved. So I want to make sure that we kind of clean everything up. And that's why this is the cousin to the Restore Bundle or the Detoxification Bundle. I would position the bromelain and the OPC3 at the head of this regimen, simply because of how powerful those two solutions will be with what we're trying to create in this bundle.